everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. It's Arms coming to you live from my back deck. This is episode 110 of season 3 of the Arms Bumanlag Project. It's a long story, man. Hopefully you're having a pretty good one. It's been a while since we've done the show. It's been really, really busy, but I've been cultivating some really great shows coming up consistently between the project and Ask an Expert. So those will be dropping here on social media over the next little bit, and I can't wait to have you a part of what we've got cooking here. So on the back deck this evening, reason being is one, our real estate office, we're getting the internet upgraded. So as you know, if you've been following the show, I've been doing the show primarily from my home studio, which is getting built as we speak. I cannot wait to show you what we have in store for my home studio. It's going to really revolutionize the show and certainly my time. But that is still underway with Supreme Renovations, Project Bath and by Design, and my friends at Essex Home Hardware and Tecumseh Home Hardware are helping out with that project. But we're getting the internet upgraded at our real estate office. Wasn't good to do live stream, so I thought might as well come and do the only place where I'm somewhat child-free is on my back deck. So yeah, episode 110. Happy to have you along for the show tonight, and we've got lots to talk about in specific to an amazing event that is on the horizon for Windsor and Essex County. We're talking about Windsor's Pop Culture Convention. It's a new iteration of this pop culture theme, and it's coming to Caesars Windsor the final few days of September into October 2023. And the man behind it is a good friend of mine. He's been on my show many times before. Jeremy Renaud is putting on the Northern National Convention. Now, this is sort of an amalgamation of comic conventions, pop culture conventions, card conventions, sports conventions, all mashed into one, and it's going to be a great time. And Jeremy's joining us this evening to tell us a little bit more about what we can expect and why you need to pick up tickets coming up on August 1st at this amazing show at Caesars Windsor.
There's a big, gigantic, and amazing team behind this convention. Although I'm very fortunate to be the owner and the president, there are a number of people that are involved. We have worked together on many events in the past throughout Canada and into the US. This is a national convention flavor. It's a hybrid convention as well. So there'll be a mix of different genres that have not been exposed to the regional market ever before in Windsor. So we're launching Canada's first national trading card game convention in collaboration with a hybrid one where there'll be sports, there'll be pop culture, there'll be comic books, everything that people have come to learn from traditional Comic-Cons and events that have been held in the past. And there's also actually a unique component. It's a kaiju component, which it stands for strange beast. It's a Japanese term, but this will also be Canada's first kaiju-related convention. So there's so many things going on. There's something for everyone, all ages, from kids to seniors, everyone.
What's really interesting about this too, Jeremy, is I'm just surfing on the website and taking a look at this, and just like you've taken from the success of what you've done previously, and you've done so many of these types of different types of events, not only here in Windsor, but really spanning right across the province. And you sort of, from my vantage point, sort of cherry picked all these different things from the different conventions and sort of brought them together for this too. This takes such great planning and such great foresight, and I guess fingers on the pulse of what people want from a collecting and a pop culture standpoint. I would think here locally, Jeremy.
Yeah, well, luckily, the unique thing is having grown up in Windsor and been a part of the culture here. Obviously, we are all exposed to the same media. It's unique, though. Although, for example, we grew up with certain TV shows, or now we watch certain things on Netflix or exposed to movies. It's really unique because just like food, it's not perfect. So it's unique where people might have a certain interest or palette for this type of genre or character. Others might not at all. So it's really unique where here we're tapping in a little bit of everything, and we're trying to touch point on a number of different things that will appeal to everyone. For example, in the near future, we'll be announcing a number of different guests that haven't even been announced yet, obviously, but that will appeal to sports fanatics. Some that will appeal to people that are into culture. There might even be a hint here, appearance of a Queen Elizabeth. That's your hint. So there's a couple things that are coming. There's elements of Marvel and DC to come. There is a lot of trading card game elements. It's really unique. And I think you hit the nail on the head there that having worked on other conventions, I did technically cherry pick a couple things and worked with our team to execute.
What's great about this too, Jeremy, is that not only are you a fan, but you have a passion for this particular type of show, this gathering of the minds. I myself, I'm not into the card realm. I have so many friends that are into the card, so I know how big of an industry it is. I love comic books. I love pop culture stuff. I love the video game aspect as well. Some of my passions that me and my son Liam enjoy, and I know with your son Ryder too. This becomes sort of this multi-generational event, right? It's the same stuff that you and I grow up with that now that we're able to bring to our kids and maybe bring to a wider audience. And that's why I love how inclusive this particular event is with all these different events that are happening at Caesars Windsor through the course of that weekend.
Yeah, and actually, speaking of inclusivity, it's really unique. There are a couple things that are happening as well. As I mentioned, this will be Canada's first kaiju-related convention. We have several guests making either their first ever, as in worldwide, or first Canadian appearance here in Windsor from Japan. These are people that are literally the Alex Rosses and the Robert Downey Jr.'s of Japan. They're literally coming to Windsor. And for people that know of these guests, they should be freaking out, but it's a lot of things that we have grown up with and been exposed to in our own childhoods. There's also a unique opportunity here where not only bringing these individuals from Japan, we're integrating Japanese translators to serve as intermediaries between the fans and the guests, which will assist. And one of our guests, who's actually making as well a first worldwide appearance, who was a main actress in Godzilla vs. Kong, but now she will be the actual lead actress in Godzilla X Kong coming out next year, is deaf. And we are integrating ASL interpreters to help with facilitating her appearance. That's another first for Canada. Overall, no other conventions have ever done that. So we're really trying to make it an inclusive environment. And obviously, as you are well aware, our beneficiary is Assisted Living Southwestern Ontario. So we're reaching this demographic to draw in and provide experiences for everyone.
Yeah, and we could not be, from an organizational standpoint. I'm blessed to contribute some of my time to Assisted Living Southwestern Ontario. Lee, the executive director, and the entire team, very excited to be a part of this, get the name out there. As you know, also has been in the community for so many years, and we're sort of through this rebuilding phase for the organization. So part of that is re-engaging with the public, and quite a few of the clients are really excited to be a part of this as well. And very honored to hopefully have some fun and maybe raise some awareness and maybe some funds as well for the organization. And that really is what is sort of synonymous with what you've done locally, Jeremy, over the years, is being involved in the community, giving back to the community, but then also putting on these particular shows that are so well attended and are so well received that you have really so all these partnerships lined up. I know I just saw one where there's going to be an after party with our buddy Sean Lippert and his team sort of kicking off the Halloween season. So walk us through the weekend with that event and the other things that are going to be happening through the course of the weekend at the Northern National.
All right. First of all, historically, events in the past here in Windsor have either been 1 or 2 days. Historically, we've had events that have been like a 1-day Saturday or a 2-day event, which has been a Saturday or Sunday. This event is the first convention that's been a straight up 3-day convention. We have exhibitors and sponsors arriving from Canada and the US on Thursday, the 28th, and they'll be setting up that day. We are in the process of planning an event actually Thursday, September 28th at night. And then the convention will run Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday from 2 to 8 p.m., Saturday from 10 to 6, Sunday from 10 to 4. In addition to all the activations that will be taking place on site at Caesars Windsor, we'll have a number of off-site activations as well. In no particular order, the first after party will be Friday, September 29th at Scarehouse Windsor. So once the doors close at the convention, everyone's heading on down for an amazing haunt. Sean's going to put on a great opportunity for us to test out some of the new haunts, and we're going to have all of our friends, some of the guest celebrities attend that actual event. We also have things that will be taking place at Craft Heads Brewery all weekend long. There'll be a trade card night sponsored by Elite Cards Toronto, where people from the community can come in, literally trade cards with one another. That's the whole point. So you'll see some cool cards, some really expensive cards that Windsor has not normally seen in the past. We have other elements going on at Craft Heads Brewery. Thanks to the guys there, they'll be developing some unique crafts tailored right to the convention and some of the guests. So it's some amazing flavors that one can enjoy. Obviously, there's a number of different other things thanks to the DWBIA that we're in the process of planning right now for after hours convention events. But at the event itself, there will be things that people have become familiar with, taken to mind a Comic-Con. So we will have a cosplay contest, we will have exhibitors, we will have panels, autograph signings, photo ops, VIP experiences. The unique thing is that from everything that everyone has learned in the comic industry, now we're adding in a whole new element with trading cards and sports cards and this Japanese kaiju component, which will make it really unique. And actually, we're in the process, more details will come of hosting a Pokemon tournament, which we haven't even come up with a name for it with the company we're doing it with yet because it's never been done before. But to compare it to sports, the analogy that we came up with was a triple crown. That's the best analogy we can come up with because it's never been done before in Pokemon history. So it's another hint.
You just like the hits keep coming.
It's really unique.
It's a testament, I think, to the enthusiasm that you have for this particular genre and pop culture as a whole. And when people are doing this type of event, Jeremy, I mean, can you speak to? I mean, you alluded to some of the partnerships that you've had. I mean, certainly with us, Assisted Living Southwestern Ontario, and Scarehouse Windsor, and some of the eateries and the DWBIA downtown. Obviously, Caesars Windsor hosting the event. Having an event like this, you got to have great community partners, and you sort of look at the gamut of some of the pop culture stores and shops that have not only bought into this but are really partnering with you to bring a level of event that I think people are synonymous. Like if you hold an event at Caesars Windsor, it's going to be a good event, and
yes.
and I think that's what we need to exercise to people. Like this is going to be something that is going to be Windsor's own Comic-Con or pop culture con that you would see maybe in Toronto.
100%. And one of the unique things, and I know we'll just get straight to it. Toronto is a different market. Having run events there in the past with the volume and the number of people that they have, it's very unique. One of the strengths that I can guarantee 100% say is that unlike events where I've run in other communities in Canada and the US, Windsor has absolutely been the strongest. I can tell you right now, we have I'm not exaggerating, we have 42 sponsors on board. I would say that over 80% of them are all local, from our title sponsors to all of our high-level and mid-level sponsors. They're all local, and I know that they're all invested in an idea of not just greatness, but awesomeness. I don't know how better to say it for the community. They're also having some flexibility to provide their programming into the event to showcase their brands. A lot of people are on board. It's really unique now where in the community, like for example, stores that might not have been involved with a Comic-Con in the past, like FC House of Cards or Cedar Creek Hobbies. These are stores now that we have a platform to kind of engage like everyone. So you can see a little bit of everything.
And what's great about that too is I think you've got other industries as well. I can speak from my real estate business as well with my partner Ron Deno. Ron has been a community member for 40 years in the real estate business, and he sponsored things before. And then here comes quote unquote his work son, me. It was like, we got to sponsor this event. This is going to be amazing, and it's fun for me because I get to bring sort of you and I have known each other through the years through radio and television, and even just through the Filipino community as well. But to sort of bring what I love about this community, and I know I'm like Jeremy puts on a hell of a show, so we got to be involved in some capacity with this. It allows me to kind of share some of my passion and kind of reach out to that particular market too. So I think from a real estate perspective, we're really excited to be on site, and I know some of our clients that are going to be attending on behalf of us too, including myself and Liam. We're going to go for sure. I think it's good, and I think kudos to you for bringing it back post-COVID, because I know somebody from an event organizational standpoint like you, Jeremy, how difficult the last few years have been. I mean, that's sort of been the resounding cry from so many of these organizers, and I've only put on a couple events through my previous career, And I don't know how you do it, man. Keeping your head on straight, try to get these things done. It's a ton of work to do something like this.
Yeah, and again, it's I think like any other project manager, event manager, it's basically just knowing your product and having a critical path, your budget, your venue, and your ideas, and then what can you execute. Right now, I'm actually with our group. I'm beyond surprised in a great way how much we are, how far we are exceeding. There are some things that if you asked me half a year ago before we started this, the fact that Roy Thomas is coming to Canada for his first time in over 25 years, and he'll be exclusively at this event and celebrating Canada Wolverine's 50th birthday anniversary, that blows my mind in the comic industry. So there are a couple of things that are happening. Pretty much every guest that we've done and have announced so far has been either, again, first Canadian or first worldwide appearances. It was never planned that way, but now we're on this super hot streak. We've surpassed other events in that way. So we're trying to give reasons for people from outside of the city as well to come to Windsor. And I think a number of the guests, and especially guests that we're about to announce, will be those draws.
So tell me about tickets, prices, all that kind of good stuff. And, you know, you're obviously encouraging people here who follow me on social media to get those tickets now. And and let's go. Let's look forward to the end of September into October.
All right. Well, for the fans out there, you guys are going to be absolutely floored when you hear the prices of our tickets. On a national average, we are below every single convention. So get ready. Friday is $10. Saturday is $20. Sunday is $10. A regular weekend is $30. The VIP weekend pass is $60. This is absolutely lower than some events that are charging like $250 for a Class 1 A1 product. We want to create opportunities where everyone has the ability to experience an event like this, where families can come out and the father could say, I'm going to go meet this Red Wing. Mother says, I'm going to go meet the Queen Elizabeth. Son says, I'm going to go meet the Wolverine creator. So there's something where there's something for everyone. And we're really excited. Tickets will be live and on sale at the www.thenorthernnational.com on August 1st. And also our tickets are physically being printed as we speak. They will be available in stores in Windsor, including but not limited to Cartoon Kingdom, Brimstone Games, FC House of Cards, Paper Heroes, Rogues Gallery Comics, Cedar Creek Hobbies. The list goes on. So we have so many distribution points to reach people in the community and then online.
So we are proud sponsors of this event between Rondeno and myself at Bob Pedler Real Estate. And I know from a assisted living Southwestern Ontario standpoint, we're just very proud to be associated with the event. And Jeremy, I think as we get closer to the big weekend, have you back on the show a couple more times, maybe with some special guests that we can pipe into. So it's always a pleasure to work with somebody of your talent, your passion, and your skill level, sir. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Ditto. I can't speak enough about you as well, Arms. Thank you so much for your support, and to you and Ron for sponsoring the event.
All right, special thanks to my guest, Jeremy Renaud, for joining us this evening to talk about the Northern National Convention coming to Caesars Windsor. Again, we're proud sponsors, and I will be there that weekend. Really looking forward to hosting some of the panels and kind of walking the convention space and talking to a lot of folks too. So if you are so inclined, you can certainly join us too. We're going to have a lot of fun at the event. You can find out more information on my website too, armsbumanlag.com. So we'll see you back here live next week for another edition of Ask an Expert and more episodes of the Arms Bumanlag Project Season 3. And eventually we'll get to the home studio. But in the meantime, since the weather's nice, we might be out here on the deck.